In a small village, surrounded by deep forests and sun-drenched savannas, there lived a spider named Anansi. Though physically small and often underestimated, Anansi was cunning, ambitious, and always looking for a way to rise above others. He did not envy strength. He didn't desire gold. What Anansi longed for was something far more powerful. It is wisdom. Over the years, Anansi traveled far and wide, collecting every bit of wisdom he could find. He stole wise sayings from the lips of village elders. He crept into temples at night to overhear sacred teachings meant only for priests. He listened to the wind as it carried old songs full of forgotten truths. Every scrap of insight, knowledge, and cleverness he discovered, he stuffed into a large clay pot. When he was certain that he had gathered all the wisdom in the world, Anansi sealed the pot tightly with leaves and rope. It was his greatest treasure. Over the years, Anansi traveled far and wide, collecting every bit of wisdom he could find. At dawn, Anansi tied the clay pot around his neck and began to climb the tree. But the pot was heavy. As it swung in front of him, it hit his knees and chest. He stumbled. He slipped. He scraped his legs against the bark. Again and again he tried to climb. Again and again, the swinging pot knocked him off balance and sent him sliding back down. What Anansi didn't know was that his young son, Kwekutsin, had been watching him from the shadows. After seeing his father struggle, Kweku called out from the base of the tree, "Father, why not tie the pot to your back? Then you can climb more easily." Anansi froze halfway up the tree. He turned his head and looked down, eyes wide with disbelief. He had stolen wisdom from old sages. He had taken secrets from gods. He had risked his life to gather sacred knowledge from the darkest corners of the earth. Yet his own child, a mere child, had just offered him a piece of advice that made more sense than all the knowledge stored in the pot. The realization humiliated him. In a burst of rage and shame, Anansi screamed, "What is the use of all this wisdom if even you, a child, can outsmart me?" He ripped the pot from around his neck and hurled it to the ground with all his might. The pot struck a large rock and shattered into countless pieces. As it broke open, the wisdom inside, all the stories, lessons, and truths, rose into the air like smoke. It drifted on the breeze, lifting high above the trees and scattering in all directions. Some of the wisdom landed in the rivers, some settled into the trees, some nestled into the feathers of birds, but most of it found its way to the people. The villagers felt it in their hearts. The elders found new proverbs on their tongues. The children began asking deeper questions. Men and women, young and old, everyone received a little piece of wisdom that day. And that is why, from that moment forward, no single person has ever held all the wisdom in the world. But each of us carries a piece of it, passed down through stories, teachings, songs, and experience. Even the smallest voice, even a child's, can hold great truth.